NBA training camps are in full swing. Check out this video of Lonzo Ball's new shooting form. Expecting him to have a breakout season in year 3?
Breakout might be strong, but I do like the new form, and I do think the less scrutiny, I think the less pressure, not living in the same city as his father for the first time in his life, all of those things will help him.
Jenna, he is one of the prime candidates for comeback player of the year.
Oh.
Yes.
Put that out
That's
there.
where coming back from. Just mediocrity.
He was injured last year. Nick, he was injured last year. No, seriously.
Okay, he did deal with an injury last year.
How many games did he play?
Well, like 40 games?
Okay, well,
the season. Okay, that's fair.
Comeback player, most improved. Jenna, you're right.
Most improved.
I'll believe in the jumper when I see it in the regular season game.
Mediocrity?
I'll believe in the jumper when I see it in the regular season game.
No, we heard a lot about. Very funny line. I never give Nick credit.
All of this new throwing motion for Cam Newton. We ain't seen that work out. I'll wait to believe that jumper when I see it in the game.
No problem.
Yeah.
It does look better. Does look better. I'm going to give him credit.
You're no better.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
Moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs. Their offense already quite good, leading the league in points per game, passing yards per game, best quarterback in the game. So how do they get better, you ask? How about adding Tyreek Hill? The Pro Bowl wide receiver returned to practice yesterday for the first time since his collarbone injury. And Patrick Mahomes says he and Hill will be on the same page in no time.
I don't think it'll take long at all. I mean, we've worked all off season, and then obviously working in training camp and everything like that. And then having the guys that we have around us, we just kind of rotate guys through and get guys reps. And so I think just having him out there and being able to just pick back up where we left off will be something that'll be easy to do. Having him back, and when he gets back, I mean, we'll be able to utilize him and these other guys to really expand our offense, take it to another level.
Kenny, there's not much room for improvement on that Kansas Chiefs offense, but what does a guy like Tyreek Hill add to them once they get back, once he gets back?
Well, he gives them an element that you can't teach or coach, which is speed. Now, they have plenty of team speed. I mean, the roster that Brett Veach, their general manager, and Andy Reid have put together over the past few years, I mean, you're trying to figure out whether it's a wide receiving core or a 4x1 relay team. Yeah. But the fact is that when you have that guy, Tyreek Hill, out there, he's as explosive of a player that we have in the National Football League. So obviously there's a different dimension when he's on the field versus not. But the reality of the situation is they've been able to function without him. Pat Mahomes is only the third quarterback to have 1,500 yards passing through the first quarter of the season. The other two quarterbacks, Kurt Warner in the 2000 Rams greatest show on turf, and the 2011 Patriots, and both of those teams made Super Bowl appearances. So, I mean, you think that that would be the trajectory for this Kansas City Chiefs team because of what their offense is. But, I mean, we saw the game plan in terms of how to try to limit the big plays last week from Matt Patricia and the Detroit Lions. Play a lot of man coverage, bracket Travis Kelce and the top wide receiver that they have on the field, and force them to be methodical in terms of moving the ball down the field. Only problem with that is that's not what Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator for the Colts, does. He doesn't play man coverage. They like to play a lot of zone coverage. They have the third most zone coverage in the National Football League, and Pat Mahomes shreds zone coverage. More 40-yard passing plays, more yards per attempt. So, I mean, this could be a situation where, as Bart Scott liked to say, styles make fights. This could be a bad matchup for the Colts in terms of what they like to do defensively going up against what the Chiefs are.
It was a bad matchup for him in the playoff game, where they got just annihilated. That red-hot Colts team a lot of people thought could do well. They're coming off the playoff victory over Houston, and they were never in that football game on Tyreek Hill specifically, independent of who they're playing. What he adds is the best weapon the Chiefs have by far. Kelce might be the best tight end in football, and Tyreek Hill is not the best wide receiver in football. But there's no wide receiver that better fits Patrick Mahomes' skill set and this Chiefs offense than Tyreek Hill. That's why they tried to draft a version of Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman when they thought Tyreek might be out for the season. We've never seen this offense play together. We've never seen the offense with a healthy Sammy Watkins, McCole Hardman on the roster, and Tyreek Hill. We saw it for a quarter and a half in Week 1 against Jacksonville, and Tyreek then got hurt, plus Shady McCoy. So this Chiefs offense, how do you get better than good? You become even better. I mean, they're #1 scoring, #1 passing offense, but in that game against Detroit, Where Patrick Mahomes wasn't great was deep passes. 0 of 7. First game all year that he didn't complete a single deep pass down the field. Part of that was scheme. I think part of that is he had talked to McCole Hardman about this. Man, stop waiting. Don't wait for me. You just go. He has a better rapport with Tyreek Hill already. So I think you just add strength on strength by adding the best weapon the Chiefs have back to the Chiefs offense.
So how do you stop the Chiefs offense? We thought maybe the Ravens could do it. It clearly wasn't the Ravens. Now you look to the Patriots. Who do you think has the edge in that matchup? Would it be as good as the Patriots defense have been, that defense, or the Chiefs offense?
Well, it's a classic matchup. We believe that Kansas City at that time will be one of the top 5 offenses, or projected to be as far as the season goes on. New England's playing at a level that we haven't seen this defense play at. We've seen the linebackers have moments where they played well. The secondary have moments. Their secondary is the best in the NFL. The question is up front. How are they going to put pressure on Patty Mahomes? Because we know, just like Detroit, and they had some success early, just like New England had success early, they crowd the line of scrimmage. So there is no escape lane for Patty Mahomes. They're going to keep him in the pocket with the 5-man rush, and they play all these combination coverages. But with Tyreek Hill being the #1 wide receiver for them, with Travis Kelce, he is the best tight end. He's like a #1 receiver. And if Sammy Watkins continues on this pace, this is the best football I've seen him play since his rookie year. He's playing like a #1. They don't really have a guy that you can double team that helps him out. You can't double team Kelce and put Tyreek Hill with all that speed. And Tyreek Hill, he's better against a double team than any of the other wide receivers. Why? Because of his pure speed. There's only 2 ways you can double team a wide receiver. You can either play him low, where the cornerback is going to play underneath the routes and the safety is going to play over top. Or you play the classic bracket. Keep a guy outside and keep a guy inside. He's too fast. He splits the double team because no one has deep. And if you try to do the I'm going to play low, the cornerback is playing underneath him. He's too fast and has too much agility to run all the intermediate routes, and the safety is too far back to be able to help. He is a special type football player. I would give the advantage to the Kansas City Chiefs, even though we're weeks away from seeing this matchup, Canty.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Kansas City Chiefs are the most explosive offense in football. The only concern that I have with them on that side of the ball is their ability to be able to play with a lead and shorten the game. Like, we just don't know what their 4-minute offense is going to be this year, especially when you take away the physical element of the running game that they haven't had since they lost Kareem Hunt. So I think
Canty, why is a 4-minute offense important?
Well, I mean, you have to be able to close the game, right? In baseball, you have a closer, somebody that comes in, they shorten the game, and they limit the opportunities that the opposing team has to be able to score. It's the same thing in football with the running game in the 4th quarter when you have a lead. I mean, you saw it last year in that Thursday night game against the Chargers. They ended up losing that game because they couldn't control time of possession when they had a lead in the 4th quarter. So I think that's one of the things that we have to watch as this Chiefs offense evolves with Damian Williams, with Darrell Williams and LaShawn McCoy. We have to see what those guys are capable of bringing to the table in terms of being able to close out the games. Because we know Pat Mahomes in that passing attack, they can score points. But what do you do when you have the lead?
Or when you have enough points to win and now you're playing the clock. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I thought, Chris, you brought up a great point on this earlier, which is Tyreek Hill can help you in that regard more than the typical #1 receiver because they can hand him the football. Because that's
and there's going to be a lot of people at the line of scrimmage. In those situations, they are not going to line up in just a normal 34 or number. They're going to have 6 people on the line of scrimmage and at least 2 linebackers backing them up to be able to take you out of that running game, to force to be able to get the ball back.
Yeah, you got to be able to run the football when they know you're going to run the football. Because in 4-minute offense, they ain't running out there with split safety looks. They got that safety down in the box.
And the other way to perfect it is the Colts. Because they're one of the highest scoring teams ever. You're going to believe on that quarterback that he's going to play smart. And right now, I don't believe in their 4-minute offense, but I do believe in Patty Mahomes. I'll put the ball in his hand, either throw a screen or he'll keep it, which still keeps that clock ticking.
And by the way, you mentioned the Colts. They, of course, play the Colts this weekend. It is not lost on me that Chris Canty, who joins this show multiple times a week, almost every week, he always has a different lapel pin. First time I've ever seen an Indianapolis Colt horseshoe lapel pin from Chris Canty. Happens to be the week they're playing my team. That's very interesting, Chris.
They're going to need a lot of luck if they plan on trying to beat the Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
I'll put that out.
Now you're on the right side.
Canty, enjoy your lapel pin. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
See you, brother.
We almost got out of there without making it almost.
Coming out, well, the Rams lead Seattle with a win tonight. That's
She wishes
next on
you
First Things
get.
First.
Well, it's a horse.